What's up, y'all? My name is Jalen Jalil, and today we're going to be doing Real Talk, where I review Zoe Kravitz's directorial debut, Blink Twice. And this is going to be heavy on the spoilers. I'm going to be spoiling the shit out of this movie. So if you don't care for spoilers, this may not be the best video for you. But if you don't really care about spoilers like that, come on in, stay tuned, and we're going to review this movie real quick. Let's go. So, Blink Twice. Blink Twice is a psychological thriller, and it was released August 23rd. I went to see it on the 24th. I originally wasn't even gonna go see it for real, because a lot of times in thrillers, like, you already know what's gonna happen by the trailer. Like, they kind of give it all away. This one I was like, I'm really glad I went to go see. So I think it's something worth watching. I think you should go check it out. By the end of this review, let me know in the comments if you would go check it out or if you wouldn't, and why not, based off of what you heard. So the main two actors in this are Channing Tatum and Naomi Ackie. Channing Tatum has been in various different like big blockbuster movies. I'm pretty sure everybody knows about Channing Tatum. Naomi Ackie, you will notice her from I Want to Dance with Somebody, where she played Whitney Houston. I'm sure she's done other works as well, but that's the main thing that people have probably noticed her from. So Channing Tatum plays this character named Slater King, and Naomi Ackie plays a character entitled Frida. So those, when I refer to those characters, that's what I'm talking about. So, getting right into the story. We start off being introduced to Slater King. Now, Slater King is a billionaire CEO of this tech company, and we meet him while he's doing this apology tour. He's doing this PR press tour of apologizing for bad behavior. Now, they never say what he did. So he's doing this interview, and the interviewer asks, like, basically, where the hell you been? And he simply says, like, oh, I've been away on my island and finding peace and love and prosperity where there are green grass and chickens and peace and shit. And the interviewer's like, oh, okay. And he goes on to say, like, I'm sorry. I have said I'm sorry thousands of times. I am very sorry. But he never says what he's apologizing for. Very telling for this character. And we see it all the time with like piece of shit billionaires anyway. He's always apologizing for things that they're not really sorry for anyway. So that's how we meet this character. That's how we meet him. Frida, on the other hand, is like very, very infatuated with Slater. We meet her while she is like going through all these different articles. She's watching all these different videos of him. Like, she's very, very infatuated with him. We later figure out why, but in the beginning, I remember feeling like, why? Like, she was coming off like such a bird, bro. Like, she was such a bird, like level 4 stalker. Like, she was really like doing a lot, but we later figure out why. We see that her and her close friend slash roommate, they are cocktail waitresses, and they get the opportunity to work Slater King's tech events. After they do the cocktail party, there's an after party type of like network situation where they aren't working. I guess they're off work now. She goes to her best friend, opens up a bag, talking about surprise, 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 surprise. She didn't sing it like that, but like, she did say surprise, but she ain't sing that shit. That's just the first thing that popped in my head. Surprise, surprise. But she has 2 fucking dresses in the bag. Tells her friend to pick one. Frida puts on the red dress. I didn't realize until after I was like, it was purposeful that she chose the red dress. There's a reason why I say that. Now they're at the event, they're like, walking in, trying to like act like they belong in the room. But one thing you know about Frida, she's very like clumsy, very goofy. She irritated the shit out of me. Like, she irritated the shit out of me. She's very cringy to me. She's very like goofy and clumsy and shit. She falls and busts her ass in the middle of the fucking event. Everybody's turning around and looking. Oh my gosh. Who comes over to save her? Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Slater King comes over, puts his hand out, picks her up, and is like, oh, are you okay? Da, 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 da. Of course, now he feels like, oh, I gotta show you around the room. I helped you up off the floor. So he shows her and her friend around the room, introduces her to like all his different colleagues and a bunch of other women that are in the room, which we will see later on. One of the people particularly that he introduces her to is his therapist. Small talk where he's like, oh, you're with Slater King. Oh, watch out for this one. Ah, ha, ha, ha. And she comes with, oh, well, if I'm in danger, blink twice. Ha, 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 ha. It's stupid ass small talk shit that you typically make at events like this, in spaces like this. After they make the joke, there's like a 1 to 2 second pause where it's like very awkward, but not enough to alarm the viewer to where it's like, what the fuck is going on? After that awkward exchange, Slater tells his therapist, all right, like, get the hell out of here. At the end of the night, they're drunk as fuck. Slater, Frida, and Frida's best friend. Slater's assistant comes over. Now, Slater's assistant is played by Gina Davis. I love Gina Davis. I've loved Gina Davis since Stuart Little. She played the mom in Stuart Little and Stuart Little 2. I haven't seen much of her work since then, so I was really excited because the mom in Stuart Little is kind of just like so warm and welcoming. That's not the character she played in this movie. So his quirky ass assistant comes over that's played by Gina Davis, and she basically tells Slater, like, it's time to go, we gotta go. He says, I'm going away to my island, I just need some time away, da 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 da. It's like, oh, that must be so nice. I just had an idea. Why don't you guys come with me? Even though I just fucking met you, why don't you come with me? They look at each other. Oh, we will come with you. It wasn't like that, but it's really just like, shit like that ain't gonna happen in real life. Or maybe it does, I don't know. But it wasn't, the way I'm playing it out, it didn't happen like that. It was a lot more natural than that, but it's still stupid nonetheless. It's like, why would you do that? Didn't even go home, came straight from the party, onto the plane, off to the billionaire's island. Crazy. They get to the island and we see some of the other girls that were at the party on the plane. We see some of the other colleagues that he has introduced them to on that plane. And now we see shots of this wonderful island. We see this big main house in the center of the island, and it's a big red house. The assistant comes out with a bag and she goes down the line. She's like, all right, now drop your phones in. And then Slater, like a true narcissist or a cult leader or whatever, anybody who's trying to make you feel comfortable with a very weird ass situation, he paints it like, oh, it's normal. It's like, oh no, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. After hearing that, they still decide to put their damn phones in this bag. Person like me, I'm like, you ain't got to tell me twice. First, you ain't even had to say that. You ain't got to, like, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. I know that. This is my phone. I pay the bill on this. I will not be putting my phone in this bag. Move along, please and thank you. Why would you do that? You were asking for trouble. Why'd you do that? We see that they're having a great time here. Like, it's a wonderful scenic view. Their rooms are absolutely beautiful. They have clothes there already for them. They second guess it, but they're also like, oh, well, he's a billionaire, so he can get clothes in any size that he wants, whatever. There's a lot of second guessing that goes on throughout the course of this film. There are groundskeepers and maids that work on this island. Give you very much like Get Out vibes. Have you seen the movie Get Out by Jordan Peele? And if you know the part where the maid, very notable scene where she's like, no. The no scene. Those are the vibes that the groundskeepers and the maids are giving. So, fuck is going on? They even ask some of the groundskeepers, like, oh, where are we supposed to go? We go to the left, to the right, where do we go? And they put their head down and they keep walking. It's like they don't even want to look at them. The maid has this weird thing of like, she keeps calling Frida Red Rabbit. Don't necessarily know like why she's calling her that, but we later figure out. We'll get to that later on, but she keeps calling her Red Rabbit. You know, they put that out of their mind. They're having a good time. They're going in saunas and shit. They're dancing and they're all white. Everybody is made to wear all white, which is like crazy because you think all white is like purity, is ceremonial, you know, but it's supposed to symbolize purity. So that's one of the most diabolical parts of this. They're given this perfume that comes in this red gift bag, and the perfume is made from this red flower that is only able to grow on this island. It's indigenous to this island. They're going about like, you know, the drinking, the wonderful dinners, the extravagant dinners. Like, and this is some really extravagant, nice ass shit. So time passes, you get a feel of they're losing track of time, because we're losing track of time, honestly. Like, it gets to a point where you can't tell what's the next day or what's still that same day. It's just really kind of like nobody knows what day it is. It's just starting like they're just like wrapped up in like, oh, this is a great time. One of the first chinks in the armor comes when they're at dinner one night. Frida's such a bird. Like they were having red meat. She tries to pass some red meat over to Slater. Slater says, oh, I don't eat red meat. She goes, oh, Okay. She takes the red meat. She had a hunky ass piece of red meat on her plate. She takes that, puts it back in the center, like, oh, I wasn't gonna eat it. I don't eat red meat either. You knew damn well you was about to eat that red meat. Such a bird, but because he don't eat red meat, oh, now I don't eat red meat. She was still on some level 4 stalker shit the entire time where she was on this island. But she has like stains of the red meat on her dress. After they leave and they're like getting ready to go to bed, she notices that stain isn't there anymore. She'll wake up in the morning, there's dirt under her nails. How does this dirt get under my nails? I don't remember how this dirt got under my nails. Something feels off. But, you know, she's like, oh, we're on vacation with a billionaire. I'm going to put it out of my mind. The next chink in the armor comes when her best friend gets bit. She gets bit after they do one of these ceremonies. Another thing, very diabolical. They have these ceremonies at night where they take these tinctures where, you know, you put the drops in your mouth, but it's like got a psychedelic effect to it. What's so diabolical, once you find out like what the actual like ceremony is, and Slater, the first time when we see them take the tincture, he says, well, first, set an intention. She closes her eyes, she set an intention, and he proceeds to put the drops. Set an intention? That is wild. That's wild. Knowing what you're about to do, that's wild. We hear Frida's friend scream in the distance. So everybody runs over to her and she's like, I've been bit. I got bit. I got bit. And Frida's like, oh my God, are you okay? Like, no, bitch, I got bit. And then they look down and they see what bit her. There's this yellow boa constrictor. Apparently these are indigenous to the island as well. I gotta get to a hospital. I gotta get to a hospital. Everybody else is still high as shit. So they're like, oh, there's this guy who keeps taking pictures. And he keeps taking Polaroids of everything that is going on. And everybody's, you know, nobody thinks twice about it. But he keeps taking these Polaroids. And he's like, oh, like, you don't know? You're on an island. There ain't no hospitals around here. So she's like, what the fuck? Slater comes over. He's like, you'll be fine. Trust me. You'll be fine. She looks over at Frida and she's like, I'm ready to go. Like this, like, something's off. Like, I'm ready to go. Frida's bird ass is like, what? What? You want to leave? You want to leave? Why? You're on vacation. Why do you want to leave? You don't feel that something's off? Something's off. Like, something's not right here. Something's really off. Frida, of course, like, she pours out this sob ass shit of like, I'm seen here. Like, I'm somebody here. I have the attention of a billionaire here. Back home, I'm nobody. Nobody sees me. Nobody hears me. But here, I am somebody. Bird, I'll stay. You know, even though I want to go home, I'll stay. Jess never makes it home. Crazy. They wake up the next day, Jess goes missing. Everybody on this island is always under the influence of something. So she's still kind of like lethargic and stuff, but she's like, where's Jess? Where's my friend Jess? What are you talking about? Like, Jess runs over to the room where Jess was staying. Storage. It's like, it's almost like nobody ever even stayed there. It's like boxes and shit in there. There's no trace of her being there. She keeps asking the other girls like, where's Jess? Bitch, who the fuck is Jess? We don't know no fucking Jess. What are you talking about? She's trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. One of the other girls, basically like the main girl that's gonna be her ally in this whole thing, she comes and she sits down with her and they're talking things out. She's still trying to figure out like, where's Jess? The girl's like, I promise you, I don't know anything about any Jess. But things are starting to feel very weird. Like, what day is it? I don't know what day it is. I've been feeling like shit is weird too. You too? You too? Yeah, me too. You too? Yeah. Well, let's like keep an eye on each other and until we figure out what's going on, let's kind of just like stay together on this type of thing. So next thing you know, Frida's wandering around. I think it's the same day. Again, what is time on this island? She finds this hut in the back. Goes inside and she sees these shelves that have lights on them. They're these red gift bags that are lined all along the wall. The same gift bags that we see the assistant constantly running around the island with. There's a back room in there. She hears the maid that kept calling her Red Rabbit. She sees her back there. She has this jar full of this like yellowy, greenish kind of liquid in there. She thinks it's liquor. So she hands it to her and the maid is kind of like, drink. Why the fuck would you drink something some random ass maid that you don't even know this girl's name. She don't know yours. She keep calling you fucking Red Rabbit. Why are you drinking this shit? Drinks it. God damn. She chokes on the shit because she like, goddamn, this shit was strong. There's a dead yellow boa constrictor in the sink. We put two and two together. That is the snake's venom that she just drank. The maid is basically just like, you hold on to that type shit. And we don't know why, but we're just like, what the fuck? She's starting to remember shit, but it doesn't come all at once. Over the course of the time of this venom kicking in, we realize that this venom is an antidote to this perfume that they keep spraying on that causes them to lose their memory every fucking night. She then shares this with the ally. They get enough memory back to realize what happens to them every night. They realize that after dinner every night, this ceremony that happens after they do the psychedelics and they're running around and all this other stuff, they are being abused every single night. So like when the dirt is under their nails and all this other stuff, some people on the island end up like waking up with like mysterious bruises on their bodies and things of that nature and have no recollection of where this shit came from. Vividly, they're remembering like the abuse that is happening in this like ceremony. And what I like about the movie is it touches on a very real subject like this. It was done enough to where the impact was there. We got to see like what, like this is some real shit that's going down, but it wasn't so much to the point where it's like, all right, this is overkill. Like this is over. I can't watch this anymore. This is overkill. There's still movies to this day that I don't watch because like it's very uncomfortable to watch those types of things. So I thought that was very masterful in how they did that. After they come to the realization of what's going on, what's happening, they realize that we gotta put the other girl's hip. Now, mind you, everybody's been drinking and shit, but these other three chicks, there was not a millisecond that they were on this island where they were sober. They smoking fat ass blunts, drinking like insurmountable amounts of champagne. They would stay in this vacation forever. Like they have not come to the realization that Frida and Sarah, that's her friend, her ally, her name is Sarah. They have not come to the realization that they have yet. How are we gonna like shake them out of this shit? We got the antidote right here. These bitches don't do shit but drink all day anyway. Let's just tell them, oh, let's take a shot. So everybody's taking shots. They knocking them back of this venom, this antidote. The assistant comes over. She's taking shots as well. So she's taking the antidote too. Unbeknownst to her. I guess she doesn't know what the antidote tastes like or anything like that. So she's taking them back too. She tells the girls that I just got word that the guys are coming back. Frida's like, okay, before they get back, like I'm gonna go try to find my phone. So she goes up to the main house. She tries to find her phone. While she tries to find her phone, she finds all of these Polaroids in here. And in these Polaroids, she finds pictures of like all of these guests holding up these red bags. They're taking pictures with the girls and they got these red bags up, like these parting gifts of this red bag with this perfume in it. Real crazy shit, because when you think about shit like this is based off like, you know, real life shit like Epstein Island and shit like that, you realize that messed up individuals like this always like to have like pictures or videos. They like to have proof of shit like this. So like they had like Polaroids just everywhere. She picks up a Polaroid and she's like traumatized by what she sees. One of the last ones she sees. We don't get to see what she sees yet. The guys are coming back. So she don't even got time to sit and process what she just saw. The guys come back. Slater comes into the office. She don't got time. She got time to put this shit back, but she don't got time to leave. So she hides under the desk. She makes it out by the skin of her teeth. And she goes back to Sarah, her ally. So they make a pact to basically like, don't blow your cover. Like if they know we know what the fuck is going on, she remembers that that's why her friend Jess is missing. They killed her fucking ass. She got bit by the snake and the venom had her remembering shit. So they was like, she remembers everything. Kill the bitch. Mind you, they are very present in this ceremony. They might be high as hell doing everything else, but they are very present during the abuse of this ceremony. They just forget about it the next day. So they make a pact that night to just play it cool at dinner and figure out how they're gonna do what they gotta do, because they're gonna revolt. One of the girls gets her memory back, like all the way back, loses her shit, the revolt begins. The revolt goes crazy. Like you'll have to watch the movie to see in like great detail how this action takes place. Towards the end of the revolt, there are 3 people left. There's Slater, there's Sarah, who is the ally of Frida, and Frida. Sarah is out, she done found a gun, and she's coming to save Frida because Frida ended up getting captured by Slater. and Slater's like tied her up. He's like, while her memory is back, he's jogging her memory about all this different shit. During that moment, she remembers from the Polaroid, she's been here before. She's been on the island before. We get flashbacks of the last time she was on the island. Of course, she had different hair. She was a different person back then. And all of the abuse that she had suffered while she was on the island back then. And we also in that moment realize why the maid kept calling her Red Rabbit. The first time she was on that island, she had red rabbits on her fingernails. So while he's saying all of this menacing shit to help jog her memory, to really just mess with her, he is really like getting in his bag of being menacing and saying like, I know how to paint the picture of me being sorry, but I'm not sorry. I did you a favor. Like, if you look at it the way I look at it, forgetting is a gift. Forgetting is a gift. Forgetting is a gift, which is some really menacing ass shit. Sarah comes in and tries to save the day. She's not successful. So she ends up getting like taken down by Slater as well. So now Slater's about to kill Sarah. But what he didn't realize was he smokes this vape this entire time on this movie. Frida had put something in his vape, perfume in his vape. He smokes the vape when he's about to kill Sarah and he forgets what's going on. While he's in the state of being like forgetful, whatever, they're able to take him down, knock him completely out. And the building is on fire because there's candles everywhere. I know this is like all over the place, but if you watch the movie, I promise you, it's just so many different elements to where like, it's hard to sit down in a chronological order and like tell how everything is. But like, you know, there's ceremonies and shit happening. So there are candles lit everywhere. The candles get knocked over and now like the building is going up in flames. So they make it out of the house. They're victorious. Sarah looks over at Frida and she says, "You sure you know what you're doing?" So we then see a shot of Slater in her arms and they're waiting for the police to come and show up. So we realize that she did take Slater out of the fire. At the exact same event a year later that she was recruited by Slater, we now see that she is now the CEO of the company. She has married Slater and taken over the business. And she keeps like these drops, I guess, of the forgetful serum. And she keeps him in this catatonic state of like not remembering shit. So instead of just killing him, she decides to put him in a catatonic state, take over his business. Now she's a billionaire, this whole shit. She ends up victorious at the end of the movie. But a few things that now we're at the end of it that I'm just like don't really make sense and that do make sense. It made sense. He like, you know, picked her up when she fell at the beginning of the movie when she was at the dinner the first time and she fell and busted her ass and he took her around to show her around. Like, that's why. You know who this bitch is. Because I'm like, who the fuck would just be like, oh, like you fell and busted your ass at my party. Let me show you around. It makes sense that she was a level 4 stalker. You don't remember, but some part of you remembers him and you feel drawn to him. But that's where I'm like, I don't quite get it because it's like how this forgetful drug works. There was kind of like some inconsistencies there. Maybe I need to watch it again that it didn't quite make sense to me. But engaging movie that really had me drawn in. It spoke on very heavy subject matter because we've been seeing a lot of that come out lately where a lot of like billionaires have some very unethical practices that they have going on. So it really speaks to that. Really great, strong first effort for her directorial debut. I give it 2 thumbs up. I think although like there are certain holes that I'm able to poke in the film, I'm just like, I'm not thinking too much on that because at the end of the day, like it is what it is. Like, don't poke too many holes in a film trying to make it too much like reality because it's a film, you know what I'm saying? And I think they went the extra mile to make sure there were certain details that were there. All in all, it was a great film. So check it out. Let me know what you think. And yeah, any other films that you would like me to do some spoiler alerts on or want me to talk about, let me know in the comments below. And I'll see y'all in the next episode of Real Talk.